Are you a hobbyist or a professional writer? I've been sharing tips on how to become a professional writer, but are you really a professional writer or are you a hobbyist? Which one do you want to be? Let's talk about that today.
You have a story to tell, but you don't know where to start. Let me show you how to free your story. I teach you how to write and how to dig deep in your soul to release your story and make a difference in the world.
I'd like to welcome you to my channel. I am Julia Monte. I'm a women's fiction author and here to give you some tips on Fridays so that you can improve your writing, begin writing, or get your writing published. All right, so let's talk today about the difference between a hobbyist and a professional working writer. Now, serious writers who want to be professionals, approach writing differently than someone who is just writing because they love writing. They just want to write. Maybe it gives them a break from work, or it's relaxing, it's meditative. That's okay, right? But you want to know which kind of writer you want to be and focus on that. But it's important to know what kind of writer you want to be. Now, let me share a little story with you. So when I first started writing years and years ago, I would write and then try to get novels published. And of course, it's difficult to get published. So sometimes, most of the time, I was rejected and I wouldn't sell my work. Now, my husband, who is a financial planner, but more importantly, he does our taxes and does our finances for us. And so he mentioned to me that, I needed to make a profit on my writing if I was going to be considered a serious writer by the IRS. And if I didn't show a profit, then they would consider me a hobbyist rather than it be my career. Now, the IRS has these standard rules of what they want you to do. They have something like 9 factors that they consider to see if you are a serious writer, if this is really your career, if this is your hobby. And one of them is showing a profit or having a profit motive, meaning that you are attempting to make a profit. And I think it has to be, you have to show a profit something in like 3 out of 5 years. So I don't know exactly, I don't remember. I just remember feeling like, wait a minute, who's the IRS to tell me that I am not a serious writer? Who are they to say that that I have to show a profit? Like, do they actually realize how difficult it is to publish and to make money as a writer? It doesn't mean that just because you're not making money that you're not actually a serious writer, that it's not your career. But I understand from their perspective why they do that, right? You can't just say that you're a writer and deduct your computer expenses and your trips to, Washington, D.C. to go to a writer's conference and, whatever it is that you want to deduct, your office space. You can't do that unless you're making money, because honestly, most businesses wouldn't be in business if they're not making money. So you're not going to do this for 20 years and lose money for 20 years. The IRS just knows that's just not logical, that if you really are a business, you're going to really attempt to make money. This is why they look at other factors too, like, are you attempting to make money? Are you making money in any way? But to be honest, aside from the financial tax reasons, you want to think of yourself as a professional writer rather than a hobbyist, unless you decide that you are a hobbyist, because just that mental shift that you make, knowing that, okay, I am going to consider myself a professional writer. I am going to make this my career. Something happens in your mind when you do that. And having that concrete distinction between, okay, if I am a business owner and I do need to make money, I'm going to do certain things in order to have my business. I'm going to have a bank account. I'm going to do certain things that are going to, in my mind, tell myself, yes, this is my business. This is how I'm going to treat my business as a writer, rather than I'm just going to sit down and have a good time and write a story. It's a different mentality, a different mindset. So after I got over my annoyance at the IRS, I thought, well, okay, what are some of those other things that they look at? And they look at things like, are you involved in professional training so that you can become better at your job, your craft, so that you can make money? So if you're going to conferences, if you're buying books to read to become better at what you're doing, if you're showing that, yes, I'm trying to improve, I'm trying to get better at what I'm doing so that I can sell my product and make money, then you're going to be believed more. And also you're going to feel better as a writer. You are actually going to start feeling like, yes, I am making progress towards my career, towards my goal of being a professional writer. So not only are you showing the IRS that, yes, I'm serious about this, but you're also showing yourself that you're serious, that you are going to conferences. You know, you don't have to go out and get an MFA, but you are doing things to improve your writing. You're also attempting to publish your work, which again shows that, yes, I did submit this story. It was rejected, but I did go through the process of submitting my work. I am taking this seriously. So what I did to become a professional writer, to start working towards getting published and actually having a career as a writer, I did 4 things. First thing I did was to set a regular writing schedule and have a writing routine. I've mentioned this many times, and that's because it's so super important. If I'm going to, anything that I'm going to do, any kind of job, any kind of career that I'm going to do, if I am going to get better at it, if I'm going to actually be successful at it, I have to be there. I can't become a college professor unless I actually go and teach. Right? I can't become a dentist unless I take the classes to become a dentist, and then I actually go and work on people's teeth, right? So I have to have a routine where I'm doing something every day. The second thing is that needed to establish a business, and I'm going to talk about what's involved in that, but I decided I'm going to establish this as my business. The third thing is to become part of the writing industry. So getting involved in the industry, going to conferences, meeting other writers, meeting editors, becoming part of that writing industry was important because, again, with any business, you need to be involved in that business, right? If I decide I'm going to open up a restaurant, then I'm going to maybe join an association or a chamber of commerce or something where I can meet other people that are also doing what I'm doing. And the fourth thing was to seek publication because, of course, I need to get my work published if I'm going to be a professional writer. So let me talk a little bit more about each thing. So the writing routine, again, I've mentioned many times, and I'm sure that if you listen to other writers, they say similar things. You need to, it doesn't matter really how much you write, but you do want to establish a routine that you're going to write an hour every day. You're going to write a certain number of pages a day. And what this does is it creates a commitment. You commit to that time of day or that hour, whatever is your writing time, and it's your time to work on your business. Let's pretend that you are working as a teacher or whatever, and you want to create another business. You want a different business, something else. And if you really wanted to, you would, after work, come and dedicate some time to creating that business, to building that business, right? So this is the same thing. Some writers are even very superstitious about their writing time. They believe that if they don't show up at that time to write, that's when the muse is there that they're going to collaborate with to create the story. And if they don't show up there, then the next time they come, the muse may not be there, right? So there are, whether you believe that or not, it might sound silly to you, but it works because writers start to take their writing time seriously. And they let other people know too that I am not to be disturbed during this time because this is when I am working on my writing business. So I'm not going to belabor that point. You need to have a scheduled, dedicated time to write. The second thing is to build the business. Now, because this is actually a big point, I am going to create in the next video, or I'm going to create another video about having your business. But let me just briefly say that you need to start thinking of your masterpiece, of your writing as a product. You're creating a product that is one day going to be sold to a publisher. That publisher is going to sell your product to their customers, so their readers. And so therefore you want to think of yourself as a business. You are creating a product. And even if you don't plan to sell it to a traditional publisher, you are going to publish it on your own, even more so. This is your product that you're creating to sell as your own company, as your own publishing company. So there are things that you want to think about, whether you're selling it to a traditional publisher or you're selling it to yourself directly to your customers. How are you going to market this product? How are you going to find your customers that are going to sell this product? Who are you going to sell this product to? Who are your ideal clients or customers? How are you going to reach them? Are you going to reach them through paid ads, social media? How much is your product going to cost? Can your ideal client afford to pay what it is that that you want them to buy your book for? And how are you going to run your business? Again, this is your business. How are you going to run your business? What do you need to run your business? Obviously, you're going to need a computer, right? So hopefully you already have one, but you need a computer. That's your tools to create your product, social media accounts, bank accounts, so that you have a place to deposit the money that you're going to hopefully make one day. Will you need to hire people, a tax accountant, a tax preparer, an accountant, a website designer, a cover artist? Are you going to have a collection of people that you need to hire and that are going to be part of your business as either people you hire to work for you all the time or just contractors that you hire for certain things, right? So you're not going to have a cover designer that you pay monthly unless you have a lot of books, but you are going to contract with someone, and you need to have these people in mind for when you're ready to create your book. So again, there's a lot of considerations for when you're running a business, and I will create, I promise, in the next week or two, another video just on the business of writing. But for now, just know that you want to think of this as your business and you want to create your business. Have a name for your business. Maybe open up that bank account, have a PO box maybe, if you don't want to use your own address, you don't want readers to find your own address. So there's a lot of things to consider, and I will talk more about this in the next video. Third thing is to become part of the industry. Get to know the publishing world. Who are they? What is this industry about? Does this industry even make money? This is a big one that I wish I had actually looked into a little more when I started, is who makes money in this? How do you make money? How does your publisher make money? How much money do they make? Also, what is the lingo? What is the language that editors and publishers use? The more you become part of the industry, the more it becomes demystified and you can actually see it as a business. The less you're going to expect just this, that you're going to become a millionaire overnight. You're going to realize that this is a job, that you get to do this amazing thing and create a story, and that you're going to value the people that actually take $1 out of their pocket to buy your book, to buy your novel, right? Because everything costs money. It's really hard for people to buy things. So if they're investing in you, you're going to value this a lot more, and you're going to see again how difficult it is actually. How much of that money do you get to keep, and how much of it goes to your publisher? How much goes to your cover designers? How much goes to a bookstore? And you know, how is the money distributed? But not only that, it's more of just being part of the industry, understanding what everybody does and their part in creating your novel or your book. And you do all of this by hanging out with people that are in the industry. Be with other writers, talk to other writers, find out about their experiences, go to conferences. I strongly believe in conferences. I know it's expensive. You can do a lot of conferences online, but it's also really, really nice to be there. During, you know, the lockdowns for COVID, I really missed being out there. And, you know, it's been nice the last couple of years to get back out and be able to be in person with people, because it's just a different feel. You get to sit with people after the workshops are done, have conversations, and it's really, really nice to, again, just to share with people that love to do the same thing that you're doing. All right, and the last thing, the fourth thing, is to seek publication. And again, professionals, people who are thinking of this as a business, of course, they want to sell their work. And you know, it's hard to make the switch sometimes between being the artist and being the business owner, because as an artist, we almost want to give our work away for free, right? Like, here is our work. I wrote this wonderful story, and I want everybody to read it. Here it is. I want everybody to see. You know, artists do the same thing. Here's my art, and you know, and unfortunately, as creatives, we tend to work for free a lot. We're giving away our work, and you know, that's okay a little bit, but again, if you're a business, you have to be able to sell your work. You also can't be shy about your work. It took me a long time to actually share what I was writing with others, and you can't do that. You need to start trying to publish your work, get it as good as you can, polish it, and then start sending it out to publishers, or start self-publishing. Learn about self-publishing and publish your novels, your articles, whatever it is that you're writing, so that you can get it out to the public. The quicker you do that, the better, because then you can start getting feedback from people, whether it's from agents and editors that are saying you're not ready yet. Okay, what do I need to work on? Right? Then you have that feedback. Or whether it is you self-publishing, having poor sales or something's going on, you need to figure out what is going on so that you can reach your audience. Are you reaching your audience? It's not any different than anything else. Okay, if I open up a restaurant where I'm selling pizzas and I'm not getting any customers, I need to find out why. Where are my customers? Where are the people that love my pizza? Or what am I doing wrong? Or is the price wrong? Or is the sign on my restaurant wrong? So is your book cover not working for you? Is the story not working for you? So the more you get work out there, the more you're going to get feedback, and the quicker you are going to make money, right? The more you're going to do, your business is going to grow and you're going to do better. So becoming a professional writer is hard work. You want to think of it as work. And then once you start to get successful and you start to get money, it feels really good to tell the IRS, see, I am a professional. This is the $10 I made this year. Doesn't matter how much, but as long as you can show a profit, then they will consider you a professional. You'll also feel like a professional because you are doing these things. You're writing all the time. You're submitting your work. You have a bank account that shows that you're a business person. It all just feels really wonderful, and you will start to feel like a serious writer who has a career as a writer. So those are my 4 tips on how to move from a hobbyist to a professional writer. I hope that this has given you something to think about. If you have any questions, definitely send me a message and I will respond as quickly as I can. Hit the like button so that YouTube will be happy with me. Subscribe to the channel, share the channel, and come back next Friday for my next tip. See you then.